I have lived a very blessed life. As a child, I grew up in a very loving home. My mom was always around to talk to us. Anything that we were scared about or happy about or wanted to share with her, she was always there to talk to. My dad worked very hard to support a large family, and they worked together as a team. I remember my dad even had enough money left over to give my sister and I dance lessons. We took dance lessons, ballet and tap for years. We had piano lessons. I even played the saxophone when I was in high school. So they were able to give us little extras too, because my dad worked so hard. And I remember as a young child, when Mark and Kathy, my younger brother and sister, were born, my mom would have to take naps on Saturday afternoon with my younger brother and sister. And my dad would take Mary and I to the country club or to the VFW. And we would spend all afternoon there with him, playing games, playing hide and seek. He'd give us money for candy or for pop, and I just remember those as really awesome times. So I felt very, very loved as a child. So I'm very fortunate. When I grew up and I got married and I had A.T., Tom, and Mark, I felt like I was more blessed than ever. And our life together was exciting and fun and sometimes a little bit scary when they got hurt. And everything didn't always go great. We had a lot of problems and troubles, but together as a family, we would confront those problems and we would try to do the best we could to solve them, and then we'd move forward. The only thing I really regret is that I didn't have God in my life when I was a young child and all through my life. I used to pray to God and I used to talk to Him, but I didn't really know Him, and I didn't really feel a closeness to Him until much later. In 1999, I started studying the Bible and I was baptized, and from that day on, I've just am determined to know God better and better. And through all the trials that life brings, having God by your side makes everything a lot easier. And even when happy times happen, having God in your life is so much more joyful. So that's the one thing I regret, and I hope that my sons and my daughter-in-laws, who now I'm so blessed are all Christians, who all put God first in their lives, will continue to raise their children, my grandchildren, to always love God and to always put God first in your lives. And now I just want to talk to my grandbabies, Jess and Stephen, Sam, Olivia, and Laura, and Becca Boo. And again, if there's any other grandchildren that are added to our family, I love you too. And I'm just going to take a minute. I made some notes on things that I wanted to say to you. So I'm going to kind of check those notes so I don't forget anything. I just want to ask you, in your lifetime, please, always, always turn to God. When you have problems, turn to God. He loves you so much, and He'll always be there for you. And when you have joy and great things happen, you know, have joy with God. It makes it so much better, and it's awesome. God will always be with you. He'll never leave you, and He'll always love you. That's the greatest gift that you can have. After God, love your family. Your family is so, so precious. They love you so much, and they will always be by your side. So love them always. And love your friends. Your friends are also precious to you. The people that you meet in your life, and the people that are meaningful to you. And love your animal friends, because pets can be very special too. And I just want to tell you so that you'll never forget. I love you very, very much, and I will love you forever. And you know, no matter what happens, love never, never, never can die. It can never go. It can never just end. Love is in our hearts, and it's in my heart, and it goes to your heart. And no matter what, again, I will love you forever and ever. So I always want you to remember that I will love you all the way from here to heaven for eternity. I think so often of times when you will grow up, and I try to picture it, but I can't really. But you're all growing up so fast. But I think of you growing up, graduating from high school, possibly going on to college, finding a career that I hope you absolutely love. And I hope it's a meaningful career, something that may even change this world, or something that gives you great, great feelings of worth. And even after college, or even at some point in this time period, you may meet somebody that will be the love of your life. And that will be an awesome day. But just be sure that that person, he or she, that you love so very much, also loves God as you do. Because when you're sharing a life together, and you have the same values, you want to share those values, because someday you may be blessed with children. And those children, you want them to believe in God and to live a life that will be a light in this world also. But you know, no matter what happens, we just don't know what's going to happen in our life. No matter what happens, just remember that God has a plan for you. God loves you, and he has a plan. So if we allow him to be in control, and if we follow that plan, we'll always have peace in our lives. Because know that God does love you, and he does what's best for you. You have brought so much joy to my life, and I just remember so many things that we've done together. And I'm going to just read my notes so that I don't forget anything, because they have been absolutely so much fun. First, I remember and loved always playing Mousy. Remember how Mousy comes along with the little fingers? Goes up your sleeve, tickles you. You guys love Mousy. And then we'd play the mouse trap. Remember, we'd cross our fingers like this, two V's on top, and you would have to put your finger in before I trapped you. That was a mouse trap. And we were always looking to see whose hand was bigger. And I think some of your hands are bigger, but I know at some point all of your hands will be bigger than mine ever were. Stinky feet. You guys used to go, smell your feet and go, ooh, stinky feet. The junk drawer. Dressing up in old dresses. Walking when you were little. We'd walk around and I'd have you in your stroller, and we'd try to see how many American flags we could see. We'd look at flowers and we'd talk about the colors and what kind of flowers they were. We'd make butter on our hands from dandelions. I'd always say to you when you were tucked into bed, good night, don't let the bed bugs bite, and if they do, hit them with a shoe till they're black and blue, and I love you. I used to say that to your dads at night. All the birthday parties that we shared. Sometimes I'd bring a special cake, but the birthday parties were always awesome. I loved sharing those days with you. I will never forget Jess's baptism. What an awesome day. And I hope, you know, that all of you will commit yourself to God as Jess did on that day. The books and the gifts that you have all made for me. Oh my gosh, I just treasure them so much. The things that I did to just keep up with you, all of you. The time that I rode my bike down the school steps just to follow Jess and Steven. That was pretty good. Didn't even fall over. The time we took Trooper and Buddy for a walk, and Buddy saw a squirrel, and then Trooper saw it. Unfortunately, his leash got caught around my leg, pulled my leg, I fell, and the leash burned my leg. That was an awesome time. The time I rode your go-kart, Sam and Olivia and Laura, like a crazy woman, all around your farm. It was a blast. I was kind of afraid to do that, but you guys were doing it, so I had to do it. And the time we got on the rug behind your dad's truck, and your dad pulled us down the hill, and we were sort of surfing on the rug. Wow. I was kind of scared to do that too, but I had to do it because you were. Going down the water slides at the water park. Going on the diving boards, even the high diving board. Climbing trees. Holding all my babies. Because you know I'm the strongest grandma in the world. Wall climbing. Every time you came here and you were going home, and I would try to race you in your car down the sidewalk, I'd run for about 3/4 of a block, or it got shorter and shorter as I got older. And I'd try to race you in the car, and then when I came to your house and I was leaving, you would try to race me. What else did we do? We just had a blast. There's so much more that we did, and they were all just absolutely great times. I love you, Jess and Steven, Sam, Olivia, and Laura, and Becca, and anybody else that's along. I'll love you forever, no matter what happens. And again, I love you from here to heaven, for eternity.